Greetings, everyone. My name is Marcus Davis, and this is speeches about what hip hop is really about. My first encounter with hip hop was by, if you ask me, one of the greatest rappers of all time, and still is one of the greatest rappers of all time. He goes by the name of the Blast Master KRS-One, who is the formative leader of BDP. The song, I remember hearing it when I was growing up. My brother had one of the biggest stereos that you can imagine that you can carry. It had the reversible tape deck. It was like 1988, 89. And I remember him playing this, and he was like, you need to listen to this. Now, 88, 89, I was between 8 and 9 years old. And I remember sitting down, and this song came on, and the lyrics was just so affectionate. And he spoke so effortlessly. And I have to quote him, so I'm going to quote this lyric that he had said. And he said, this is what he said. Knowledge reigns supreme. The ignorant is ripped to smithereens. What do you mean when you say I'm rebellious? Because I'm not accepting everything that you're telling us? What are you selling us? The creator dwell in us. I sit in your unknown class while you're failing us. I failed your class because I ain't with your reasoning. You're trying to make me you by seasoning up my mind to see Jay run. Seeing John walk in a hardcore New York. Come on now, that's like a chocolate cow. It doesn't exist, no way, no how. It seems to me that the school that is ebony, African history should be pumped up steadily, but it's not. And this has to stop. See spot, run, get spot. That part, reason why I wanted to hear you to hear that so you can see what I was learning. I'm a black kid in a school with majority of white people, and we have classes that are geared toward them. I never understood certain things because I didn't grow up that way. But to hear a rapper that on a tape tell me about my history and explain to me that there's more to me than just what I see on TV was mind-blowing. It was the best thing that could ever happen to me. And that's why I feel like hip-hop has come into a role of more importance now than it was back then. I'm on my way to being 40, and I can see how rap has just changed over time. And with rap, it's only been in its infancy stage of 45, 47 years old, depending on who you ask, and starting in New York as a block party type thing where there was a music playing and the guy was rapping over the beat, and that's where hip-hop formed. Hip-hop formed in different parts. You had MCing or rapping. That's the person who raps on the stage and gives you the lyrics and the mindset of what is going on. Then you have the DJ. The DJ is the one who does the beat. He scratches and things of that nature. Then you have dancing, break dancing, pop lock and things of that nature. And then you have graffiti. Those all encompass what hip-hop really is. It's really an art form. It's just not about the music, but it's also about everything that goes with it. There's always been a battle for who's the best in hip-hop. Who's the best MC, who's the best producer, who's the best DJ, the best dancer. It's like, come on, everyone, my city is doper than your city, my block is doper than my block, your block, my crew's doper than your crew. There's a hierarchy in hip-hop. You have the best rapper alive, and then you have the best rapper of all time. As of right now, in my opinion, the best rapper today that is alive will be given to Kendrick Lamar. Young brother out of California who says some of the most profound things, who has had Grammy snubs because people don't understand where he comes from. I ain't gonna say people, but the Academy doesn't understand where he comes from. But he's critically acclaimed by everyone. The best thing I can say about his rapping and the evolution of hip-hop are that hip-hop is always about it evolving and growing into more. But the core principle is about teaching. No matter what you do, the core principle with hip-hop is teaching. Whether you're the best rapper alive or the best rapper of all time, whether you're Tupac, Biggie, Nas, or Jay-Z, or Scarface, or Snoop Dogg, or Ice Cube, or any of those people, even with Kendrick Lamar or J. Cole for the new generations. It's all about teaching. How do you reach the masses? You reach the masses is because you can teach them and everyone can relate to what you're saying. It's not a regional or city situation. It's beyond that. It goes national, international, and global. And because rap had this appeal of the best rappers, also got the best cars, drove the flyest whips, best houses, best women, all of this encompass a persona. And this persona has grown and grown and grown. It has gotten to a point where hip hop, there's not an art form that is not touched by hip hop. If you go into acting, you'll talk about some of the best actors out there. You'll say Denzel Washington, you'll say Kevin Spacey, you'll say Samuel Jackson, some say it's Russell Crowe. You can go down the list. But there's artists right now who are the top of the food chain, like a Will Smith, who started off rapping, then went to acting. A Mark Wahlberg started off rapping, then went to acting. You had people like DMX started off rapping, went to acting. Tupac Shakur started off rapping, went to acting, went back to rapping. And all this did was just grow the art form even more. And it evolved and even to a bigger and bigger machine, and understanding that there was more power behind it. And that power became because it was being able to be seen on the big screen versus just in a tape cassette. You can see your favorite rapper actually act in a movie that you really enjoyed, and that broadened the horizon. And that's when the money start taking off, because they start being able to make serious money off hip hop artists. When you think of Will Smith, you're thinking of $25 million of film. You're thinking of some of the biggest blockbuster movies of all time. Same way with Mark Wahlberg. So this transition, and it goes and evolves even more. So then again, as it evolves, it still has that one common goal, and that is being a teacher and having a responsibility. And as it grows even more, like I said, it's 45, 47 years old, the responsibility has changed. The responsibility has changed to the plight, where it originally started back was the plight of the inner city, the plight of what's going on in the ghetto. And now it's going back to that same thing, because 40 years has passed and the same injustices are still happening. You have rappers like T.I., who was a world-known rapper, actor, musician, who had some of the biggest songs, and he spoke out and was out there picketing for Black Lives Matter, because that's what he realized it took for the masses to understand. I have to take my celebrity and use it for what is right. I have sons who are able to do things because of rap, but I also have a responsibility to every other son out there that I touch and talk to and speak of things. People talk about the negativity of the drugs, the killing, and also the negative connotation it has toward women. But all they're doing is repeating what they saw. If I grew up in an area and the only way to get ahead was to sell drugs, then that's what I did, because that's all I knew. But now that I've grown and I've seen there's other ways, I'm telling you from firsthand knowledge of how to turn that into a positive. Rap is all about making the worst of circumstances the best for you. You have people who are 20, 21, 19, 35, 47, who have made millions of dollars off their poverty and being able to tell their stories, but being able to write their stories that everyone who hears them believes them and realize that I can do better. Rap is going to be used, and it's turning more positive than it was negative, is because it has more of a voice, and that voice is being heard. It has been heard in all areas, from political to social to economical. When you have a rapper named Killer Mike who asked for people to put $100 into a black bank, and with 1 week time they had over $500 million. That's a lot. That's a lot. So I say all that's to say, the negativity that comes with rap only comes because people who are around it don't want to see it to succeed. That's been my time. Hope you learned something. Have a great day.